So let me tell you what the dynamics are here. And folks, this is going to require your support. All right? A couple different things. I'm going to have, you're going to see a couple different links. Actually, I'm going to show you all the free stuff that we must have everyone engaged with. Okay? If censorship, okay, if free speech wasn't so destructive to this globalist agenda, all right? If free speech, and if in fact us being able to get information out, okay, wasn't destructive to their globalist agenda, it's not for us, then there would be no censorship and cancel culture. Proof positive, meaning that if we can get information out, that's why they hate X. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they carpet bombed, X. I mean, they're seizing their satellites, Starlink. I mean, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff, banning them from Brazil. I mean, but remember this. If in fact we have the ability to put information and share it, okay, and people found out a lot about Springfield, all right? Vivek knows this. The information that went out that he paid attention to, okay? He knows about not just the fraud in Springfield. It's such a massive thing. But let me tell you what I suggested to him, right? I said, Vivek. I mean, I was talking to him like this. I said, Vivek, I said, we'll never be able to fix things when the people who are running our government are the ones that are involved in perpetrating the crimes. Allegedly. We don't know. We'll find out. But I'll tell you what. I said,
pretty good guess.
We need an independent, right, body to come in and say, hey, the people have spoken here. We got issues, mortgage fraud. You got all these Haitians in the, in these houses, and people are benefiting, and it's out of control. I mean, the mayor, the governors, and, I mean, there's so much stuff, right? But the bottom line is you can never fix anything if you have the perpetrators of the crime conducting the investigation and covering things up.
Yeah.
And he said, we have to do that. He goes, you're right, and we can. And I told him that I was going to send a brief, right, of my findings, all right? It's going to go directly to him. It's going to be fact-based, right? Here are the facts. My proposed solution, which are easy. I mean, we have an effort. If we had an independent body with some volunteers to just go like census, boom, boom, boom. How many people are living here? And you can find out pretty easily. If you went down 3 streets and to do a sample in Springfield, you'll find out that the abuses that are going on, it's not just, I mean, Mayorkas is literally just feeding this criminal system. That where the wealthy people buy 20 properties, and Mayorkas has them all set up with checks, right?
Yeah. Money's
they've
flowing.
got protected status. They've got all this stuff.
Yep.
And it's enriching a small group of people that must be investigated and thrown in jail. Now, guess what?
Well, might I mention, too, something else real quick. The mayor, Robert Rue, yesterday gave himself emergency powers, right?
Wow.
He gave himself emergency powers yesterday to shut down misinformation.
No, let's do this. Say me as the example. What do they say? The straw
Pete
man.
Santilli as an example.
Yes. Or anybody else.
Now,
right?
for me, I look at that and I said, why does he want to escalate it like that? I mean, why? We know that when you give yourself powers, emergency powers, that means, what does that mean? They're going to surveil you. They're going to surveil anybody. Their reach becomes bigger, right? And they start, the FBI, no doubt, is advising him to do that. And now he has this long
Can I just read
reach.
just a brief excerpt? Okay. And by the way, here's how we're going to operate. Let me tell everybody how we're going to operate, because we're going to have a guest coming on. All right. At the top of the hour, we're going to go to a break, get our guests settled. And it's an important topic, by the way.
Well, Pete, have you ever seen, the whole time you were there, did
really
you see any breakouts of violence? Were people being violent?
No.
Then I don't understand this emergency power. That was my point.
Here it is. And this is what's happening, folks. I'm gonna allege this. Okay. I believe this. I've observed this, and therefore I will allege this. Okay. That there are crimes that have been perpetrated. Okay. Elections are all about keeping the perpetrators in power. What is the fix, right? What is the fix? The fix is because you can never have a populace voting, right, with somebody if you don't know what the crimes are and who the perpetrators are. But I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't care if they're Republican. I don't care if they're Democrat. Both sides right now are running a criminal crime syndicate. Our government. But it gets fixed like that with voting. Well, you cannot garner the votes if you don't have the proper information. If I was able to spend 1 hour discussing what I saw in the community and say, you're a Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. This is happening in your community right now. And it is. It is. Listen, how many immigrants here as we wind down? How many immigrants, Haitian immigrants, are they talking about in Springfield? How many?
15 to 20,000 we're hearing.
Okay, 15 to 20,000. Now,
I bet
said this number,
count.
and I don't mean to catch you off guard, but what is the total number of Haitian immigrants who now have temporary protected status who've been brought to the United States? How many?
Overall? All in the United States?
Yeah. Do you know what the number is?
I have no idea.
It's over 750,000.
Jeez. See?
Okay. Take the number of states.
They know of.
Take the number of states, right? And you can imagine that Mayorkas has literally set up, when I say crimes have been perpetrated in these communities, people have enriched themselves. I call the Haitians, let's call the 750,000 with temporary protected status, I call them rent slaves. They're literally used and told that their contribution is to improve the local economy.
Okay.
This is what they're being told.
Yeah.
All right, so here's my point. And it's going to be a perfect segue. We're going to go to a break, and Marley Hornick is hopefully going to be able to emphasize this point. This particular vote is to do whatever we can, get as much information out to, I say low information voters, because the media is complicit in suppressing information. If you voted for somebody that's throwing darts in their garage and drinking beer, we would actually be better off. And they don't need to be educated. Throw some darts. They're a person with integrity. Control the checkbook. If they've got some honesty and integrity. We would be better off than the criminal crime syndicate that's in place right now. So this is why this particular election is important. How do we fix it? We will. We must. We must get rid of everybody. And I would say it's very disruptive, and it's going to cause some upheaval. We're going to go through some pains, right? Like, how do we run our government? How do we do that? We'll figure it out. It's much better than this civil unrest that will come when this thing comes to a crashing end. And it will if we don't replace these people. We are in for 1,000 times more disruption from an abrupt shift from these criminals to an honest group of people.
In 1776, the founders of this nation gave us something that had never existed before: a government by the people. We've had our ups and downs, learned and grew, and bled for freedom. Over time, we, the people, became distracted by the success that our hard-fought freedoms brought us, and bad people saw an opportunity. As we traded our birthright for cheap entertainment, our rights, our voice, and our power has been whittled away. until now. Introducing Republic, an entirely new kind of social media. Republic focuses on local, giving activists, organizations, candidates, and small businesses the power to inform, organize, and act, all in a single place, enabling you to be the local hero your community desperately needs. No more covering up the truth. No more advertising-funded news. No more data mining. This is how we rebuild, rekindle, and restore our republic.
My fellow American patriots, I'm Colonel Douglas McGregor. By now, we should all know that as a talk show host, Pete Santilli has been fighting to defend our constitutional republic for over 13 years. As a U.S. Marine whose oath never expires, he's now calling upon you to do your part, to inform your community and step up as an American hero to help save our republic from being overtaken by communism. Join today and save 33% off your membership. Join now. Visit republic.us/Santilli. That's republic.us/Santilli.